People say every choice leaves a footprint, but Aiden Cole never expected his to chase him through a storm. 6 years earlier, he walked away from the woman who trusted him, terrified of responsibility and obsessed with success. He buried the memory beneath boardrooms and headlines, believing it would never return. But fate doesn't forget what you abandon. On a rain-soaked night in a crowded restaurant buzzing with laughter he no longer understood, Aiden saw the life he could have had in the two boys who might have changed him long before he changed the world. And this time, he couldn't walk away. The storm had rolled in long before sunset, sweeping over the skyline with low rumbling thunder that rattled windows. By the time Aiden Cole left the awards gala, the rain had swallowed the city whole. Pounding against the pavement in ruthless sheets, he stood at the curb, hair plastered to his forehead, Tux jacket soaked through, watching his driver's taillights disappear down a flooded avenue. A snapped traffic signal blinked uselessly, red range green like a stuttering heartbeat dot. Great, he thought grimly. The CEO of Cole Tech, Forbes' darling, visionary leader, stranded like someone who didn't even matter. His phone buzzed. Clara calling. He didn't answer. He ducked into the first warm place he saw, a bistro glowing amber through steamed windows. Laughter spilled out as he pushed through the door, the air scented with garlic and fresh bread. The hostess gave him a sympathetic look and a towel to blot his hair. He nodded, murmured a thanks, scanning for a quiet corner. Then his breath disappeared, there against a brick wall painted with chalk art sat Naomi Hale, her head tilted in laughter at something one of the boys beside her said. And for a moment, Aiden simply stared. She looked different, stronger somehow, her smile more grounded, her presence somehow brighter. You don't notice growth when you're gone. Time works silently. But the boys, two children with storm-dark hair, sat facing mirror images except for their expressions. One animated, restless, fingers drumming, feet swinging. The other calm, observing the room with cautious eyes. Aiden's pulse hammered. Twins and not strangers. They had Naomi's eyes and something else that twisted inside him like a blade. He forced his feet forward. Naomi said. Her smile vanished, not dramatically, just closed. She lifted her gaze, steady, unreadable. Aiden, the name tasted like a door that should have stayed locked. The bistro's clatter faded. One boy nudged his brother. Naomi pressed her palm to the table as if anchoring herself. I didn't expect, Aiden began. No, she cut softly. You wouldn't, he swallowed. We're not doing this here, she murmured, voice gentle but firm. Eyes flicking toward the twins. One of them, wide-eyed, whispered, Mom, do you know him? Her hand smoothed his hair. Once. Past perfect, finished. Aiden's throat tightened. May I talk to you after? Naomi hesitated. Something flickered across her face. Hurt, confusion, responsibility. Then she nodded. Double quotes outside. 5 minutes. He stepped away but sat close enough to hear the boys chatter. They spoke about dinosaurs, puddles, and a school project. Their laughter clawed into a part of Aiden he'd cemented shut. When the meal finished, Naomi guided them up, paid the bill, and met him at the door. Rain misted sideways as they stepped beneath the awning. The twins clung to each other, hoods up. How old are they? Aiden asked quietly. 5.5. Tensional precision. His breath left him. Exactly the right timeline. He opened his mouth, guilt roaring, but Naomi raised a hand. You chose not to know, she said softly, without venom. And I chose not to chase you. Her voice trembled only at the edges. Aiden closed his eyes. I was a coward. You were unready, she corrected, and I had no energy to drag someone. The braver boy stepped closer, chin up. I'm Leo. This is Eli. Who are you? The question shattered him. Aiden crouched, ignoring the rain soaking his knees. My name's Aiden, and I knew your mom a long time ago. Eli stared, serious as a judge. Leo grinned, always first to trust. The rideshare pulled up. Naomi ushered them in. Aiden, she whispered, hand on door, eyes locked to his. Don't follow us. Not yet. He nodded, and for the first time in 6 years, Aiden Cole wished he was someone else. An empty penthouse is not at home. Clara waited for him that night. Perfectly dressed, perfectly calm, perfectly furious. "You ignored me," she said. Aiden removed his jacket. Raindrops spattering marble. "I saw Naomi." A flicker annoyance mixed with something sharper. "The college phase girl?" "The one I left," he corrected. "And," Clara demanded, "and she has children." Silence stretched like a wire ready to snap. "And you feel responsible," Clara said coldly. "Aiden, don't ruin your life pulling corpses from the past." The words hit him wrong. Cruel, disrespectful, wrong. "They're not corpses," he said quietly. Clara scoffed. "You're not a family man. You never were." Maybe she was right. But suddenly, he wanted to be. "Then we want different things," Aiden said. Clara grabbed her purse. "Yes, I want reality, not nostalgia." He didn't stop her when she slammed the door behind her. The silence afterward was louder than thunder. Trying, without asking for a RWRD8N, found Naomi sooner than she expected. A community center, supervising art class. Paint smeared on her sleeve and pride glowing in her smile. Persistent. She muttered when she saw him. He lifted his hands. "Just listen. 1 minute." Naomi crossed her arms, wary. He forced honesty out of his chest. "I'm not here to claim anything. I'm not here for forgiveness. I'm not here to pretend the past didn't happen. I'm here because I want a chance to do better, if you'll allow it." Naomi studied him, not his suit or his posture, but the space between his words. Finally, she sighed. 1 hour. Park near Willow Street. With me present. No promises after that, Aiden nodded. It felt like he'd been granted keys to a door still half shut. The first the park smelled of cut grass and sunscreen. Children shrieked on swings, parents chatted on benches. Leo zipped past Aiden instantly. "Chase me," the boy yelled. Aiden blinked, then sprinted, shoes sliding, heart pounding. He caught Leo minutes later, both collapsing into laughter, genuine, boyish. I.e. SHED. Eli stayed with Naomi, watchful. Eventually, Aiden sat beside him, careful not to crowd. "You don't have to talk," Aiden said. "I'm just here." Eli studied him. "You look like us," he murmured. Aiden's throat closed. "I hope I earned that," he whispered. A pattern, not a Myascadon, showed up every week. No cancellations. No excuses. He ran obstacle courses with Leo, learned knot tying from Eli, bought smoothies but only after Mom approved ingredients. Aiden stopped traveling. Cut meetings short. Turned down speeches. "Why are you always here now?" Leo asked one day. "Because I want to be," Aiden said. "But you weren't before." Eli added, not accusing, simply fact. Aiden met his gaze. "I was scared, but staying away hurt more." Eli nodded, as if cataloging the information, careful with his heart. The first crack in the WLL one Thursday. Clouds rolled in, and Naomi texted, "They're tired." Not today. Normally, Aiden would have dropped everything. But this time, he didn't push. Instead, he left a message. "Understood. I'll still be at the park next week. Hoping they rest well. No pressure. No guilt. Respect. The following week." The boys ran straight into him. Naomi watched with guarded relief. "You handled that right," she murmured. Aiden smiled. "Learning." The moment that changes. HERTS. Late summer golden light spilled across the playground when the universe tested them. Leo tried climbing the high bar, slipped, and scraped his arm. Tears spilled instantly. Eli panicked. Aiden was there before Naomi could move, scooping Leo gently, reassuring both boys. Dabbing the cut with antiseptic from a small kit he'd begun carrying. "You're okay," he soothed. "Trust me. I've got you." Leo clung, sobbing into his shirt. Eli pushed into arms wrapped around Aiden's middle, silent but fierce. Naomi saw the trembling in Aiden's shoulders. He wasn't just present, he was invested, and her heart a fortress built. Brick by brick, shifted, no fairy tale, just choice. Weeks later, Naomi approached him as the twins practiced cartwheels. "They're asking about you," she said softly. Aiden braced. "What do you say?" "That you're someone who cared too late," Naomi answered honestly. "But you're trying now, and that matters." Aiden swallowed. "Is that enough?" "It might be," she said. For today, silence settled warm instead of sharp. Aiden exhaled. "Naomi, thank you for letting me try." Naomi shook her head lightly. "You earned your hours, one at a time." Aiden turned toward the boys, one daring, one deliberate dot, and for the first time, instead of guilt, he felt something steadier, belonging, not yet secure, but real. He didn't reach for Naomi's hand. He didn't ask for forgiveness. He didn't pretend they were healed. He simply stood there, present, proving that sometimes the biggest redemption isn't a grand apology, it's showing up long after the storm stops. If this story pulled your heart, imagine what the next one might do. Aiden learned that a single hour repeated every week is stronger than 1,000 promises that never come true. And maybe that's the lesson we all need. So if you believe in second chances earned through action, not words, in families built one moment at a time, and in people brave enough to return to what they once ran from, share and subscribe right now. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next journey. Because sometimes the smallest choices write the biggest stories.